Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! Fellas, Blaze, Nola, Keith, Andrew, Aeon. I think I'm saying it right. John, what's up, buddy? He just said, oh.
Nope.
Merry Christmas, guys. It's December, so I guess you guys can't make fun of me. I look like, when the ball's in the back, I look like I'm wearing some weird hat. Let's move this over here real quick. As we jump onto the stream, we got a little bit of volatility this morning, guys. So 19,944 BTC. We saw a spike to the upside, spike to the downside. Why do we see these little bit of spikes? Well, we got a little bit of a jobs report this morning, and it came in a little bit higher than expected. More jobs came in. Now, typically you would say that's a good thing, right? My country has more jobs. The economy's doing well. Well, yeah, only in today's cloud world that we actually want people to lose their jobs. So that's about where we're at. So Bitcoin, the stock markets, the DXY going the ways that we didn't want them to go because of that report. At the end of the day, Bitcoin's retraced back to where it was right before it. So we're right back to where we were. Will the market decide that it wasn't a big deal, or will they decide it was a big deal? Let me know. By the way, you guys told me to get pizza last night. I did not get pizza, so you guys can cheer for me. I did not get any pizza for myself last night.
Strap up. We're
What
going
did I
to
get
the moon.
instead? Well, I got a nice, healthy dish of chicken parmesan with garlic bread. So I did a lot better than I said I was going to do. But hey, I needed something, man. I needed some marinara sauce in my life, and I got some marinara sauce in my life. And let me tell you, it was oily and it was really freaking good. So I didn't get pizza. You guys proud of me? I sticked on my no carb diet. Excuse me. Anyways, let's jump on into the charts. What do we got going on? So 16,925. What do we got? So we're sort of just still in the range, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we're seeing some volatility this morning, but we saw a spike up, we saw a spike down, and Bitcoin's just chilling here where it was yesterday, right? I mean, as much as we want to get all up in arms about everything, here we are, 16,920. Now, I guess the good thing about this move is Bitcoin on the hourly chart, you guys notice, on this move back down, we got the spike back down here. We were able to come and take this level here that we were sort of looking at, about 16,800, which was this yellow vector candle right here that was still in play, right? We sort of said, okay, at some point you probably come and take this. Well, we sort of take this right now. So we got that shit out of the way. Now, what do we got going on? What's sort of the big story? I would argue that the jobs report is a little bit meaningless, and I don't say that it's meaningless as in, it's not going to affect the market, because clearly you see some volatility because of it. I would argue that the jobs report is a little bit lagged, no? Right? Because all the people who've gotten laid off in the last month or two, okay, they're still going to be filing for unemployment, no? They're not just going to get it right away. And number two, okay, also, I mean, along with that, a lot of them got severance packages, no? So they're not going to be filing for unemployment right away either. You know what I mean? So my argument that these jobs reports are a little bit lagged, but hey, it is what it is. And I also think that the government can fudge those numbers however they want to fudge them to make it seem like whatever narrative they want to push is going to be pushed. But this is not a conspiracy theory channel. This is strictly a charts channel. No. Right, strictly a charts channel. So what do we got for the charts? Well, there's still this wick up here, man. You still got this wick up here at 17,300. I just don't think they're just going to leave that up there, right? There's too much money, in my opinion, for them not to come back up, take this wick, and if they want to bring it down after that, they bring it down after that. But I still see this juiciness up here, my friends. Let me see. B-Money, CPI is more important. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. That financial space is so dumb, so I fit right in. Mike, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's only in today's world you want people to get laid off. It's absolutely delicious coffee. It is absolutely delicious this morning. And we are ready to rock and roll and look at some charts. Anyways, the big deal for today. It's not even really Bitcoin's the big deal for today, guys. Bitcoin is just a side story, in my opinion. The real big story, in my opinion, is you look at the S&P, and it's at that level that we've been discussing for weeks now, saying when it gets up to this level, we got to be a little bit cautious. That is the big deal we got to pay attention to right now. All right, S&P, 1 resistance, 2, 3, 4. If you look at where the S&P is, you got to be a little bit, I should say, this S&P chart is a little bit worrisome, in my opinion. Now, I hope this just says, screw you, Jordan. I just want to blast this up to the upside, right? We sort of make a lot of money as it pumps up to the upside. We all go on vacation to Hawaii, and we sort of say, okay, it is what it is, as I would say. But you look at this chart, guys, I mean, the S&P is at a critical level where it's gotten rejected 3 times in the past. You got to give it its due, right? And you also look down here at, say, the MACD, you look at the RSI, they all showing bearish divergence at resistance, man. You got 1, 2, 3 highs. You got 1, 2, 3 highs. So higher highs, lower highs, bearish divergence on the MACD. And you also got a rising wedge right at resistance on sort of this S&P chart. So this is the big deal. We got to watch it. You guys can see, I mean, so far we've gotten a little bit of rejection there, man. So, man, we got to see what happens with this today, right? Initial reaction on the jobs report, not so good. But we still got all day today, right? And I don't like to look at these news events and say, oh my God, look at the initial reaction. No, it's all about how the market settles up a few hours after that reaction, right? So once again, give it a few hours to possibly the end of the day today. And let's see where Bitcoin, let's see where the S&P ends up at the end of the day today. Let me see. John, you're so right, man. You're so right. We got some good stuff here. Now the DXY is the same point. Look at the DXY, guys. So the DXY yesterday broke a major level down here, right? One level down here, DXY smacked that level. You look at where the DXY is, okay? You can see that it broke a major level, but it's trying to come back up now. We got to see today if the DXY is able to reclaim this low again. Man, that probably would not be good either, man. And as much as I don't want to see the start to see like the S&P start to come back down and the DXY start to come back up, well, that would be the case if the DXY was able to claim back up here. That's what I would sort of have to look at. So, man, some interesting things going on the charts here as we open up this morning. We look at the hourly chart on the DXY. You're showing a little bit of rejection from the lows, but man, you're still kind of, it's still trying to come up a little bit. So DXY, we'll continue to watch this, but this looks like it is trying to come back up a little bit today. Not what we want, but is it unexpected? I mean, not with the S&P at resistance, right? And as much as we want to care about Bitcoin chart and Bitcoin, it's got to do what the S&P does, man, unfortunately. So let's see what we got. In the meantime, Bitcoin ranges sideways and sort of battle 17K here continuously, right? We can sort of fool ourselves and say, look at this price action for Bitcoin. There really ain't anything going on here, my friends. All right? In the meantime, right, I still look at some key levels here for Bitcoin. Right? I still look at this big yellow vector candle here at 16,400. And like we said earlier, I still look at this big wick up here at 17,300. Which one will they come up to take, or which one will they take first? That's the big question. I think both of them will get taken, but which one will they take first? We shall see. Good morning, all. Bam Bam, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, dude? We are chilling like a villain. Watch some charts today, man. We were watching some charts. Now, the point I want to see Bitcoin hold, ultimately, is this $16,800 level. If 16,800 doesn't hold, right? I mean, at that point, could we be looking at a little bit of this? A little bit of this shiza right here. You see this? Boom. Right? Could this just be a big head and shoulders pattern? Now, albeit an upward sloping head and shoulders pattern. That if it looks like we have kind of broken out there, but we get a left shoulder, we get a head. We get an awkward little right shoulder on the wick this morning. We dump below, we back test, right? Do we see that continuation back down to that $16,400 level? I mean, if we look at this, right? Let's take a look. Let's take the swing high to the swing low. And let's actually put this down like this on the breakdown. Look where that puts you, man. You can't make this shit up. So that puts you right at 16,400. At the current time, I think this, I mean, I look at how sort of everything's transpired in the news that we got this morning. That looks more likely to me. Back down to 16,400. Now, that's boring as hell. That puts us right back into the middle of the stupid range we've been in. But to me, you know, unless Bitcoin can get a nice little rise today and sort of blast through this level and sort of, you know, get back over these little local tops here, that seems more likely to me at this point. So we'll leave it like this. We'll see what transpires for little old Bitcoin here on the 1 hour chart. But that is what I am looking at for the short term, especially at the jobs report, especially at the S&P at resistance. You know, I got to take it for what it is. I got to take it for what it is, my man. Let me see. I'm trying to build 2 roofs after a snowstorm and scalp more jobs and scalp crypto. John, you try to scalp everything, man. You out here trading the markets, right? Who's still? Oh, let me ask this. Who is still trading some crypto? Let me know. Let me guys know in the chat. Actually, let's do a quick poll. I'm curious to see because I know the answer to this. I can see the numbers. Okay, but let's do a quick poll. Who is trading / investing crypto? Okay, and we're gonna do a couple options here because I'm curious what you guys are doing. I am just holding. I am just waiting to buy. Just waiting to buy. I am holding and trading. And or I am just trading. Okay? Just holding, just waiting to buy, holding and trading, and just trading. Let's see. I'll say mostly holding because if you do 1 trade a month, are you really trading? No. Let's do that. Mostly holding. Let's do that. Let's do mostly trading. Let's do that. That's probably a little bit more relevant here, right? I know the answer to this. I can see that trading volumes are way down, which most people aren't trading. Probably most people gave up on the dream. But yeah, so That's what we got going on here. Jordan Ron, look at sports predictions. Hey, man, you got to give it to me. The Pats offense is absolutely horrible, man. I can't. The play calling is horrible. The Pats offense is horrible. I can't predict if they're going to score 0 points or 30 points any given week. It's so volatile. It's like the opposite of Bitcoin right now, right? The Pats offense is the opposite of Bitcoin. I mean, actually, it kind of is Bitcoin. You just kind of stalled out in a range, no? We always score between 0 and 20. We've only scored over 20 points, I think, twice, which is pretty sad in today's NFL, where most teams score 30 plus almost every single week. Anyways, that's what I see for Bitcoin here in the short term. So we'll keep looking at that. Ultimately, is it the end of the world? Let me say this. It's the end of the world if Bitcoin does this, right? If Bitcoin drops down to 16,400, is it over, right? Are we going to sort of pack our bags and sort of pack it up? I mean, no, you're just back in a range. And nothing would stop Bitcoin from getting a move down, right? Just to make a higher low, just to try to come back up again. And that's fine. You know, sometimes you want to stair step up, and sometimes, you know, look at the confluence of this too. You would have a bottom here, you have a bottom here, and if you did get that drop to 16,400, guess where that would put you? That would put you right at this trend line bottom right there. Would that be the end of the world? No, my friends. All right, so let's chill. Let's settle down. We got some bad news today on the news reports. Okay, we got the S&P at big resistance. You got to be a little bit careful here for BT Sizzle. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we just go straight up to the upside, and we don't have to have any pullbacks, right? I hope we just go to the moon, and we can all be friends and sort of hold hands and go, oh yeah, kumbaya, my Bic, kumbaya. And we could just be friends in here, but still some short-term, you know, you got to give what the charts give you, you know. Let's see. I might be forced to buy a car before Bitcoin, bro. We'll see. Might have to go half and half. Nice. Hey, man. I mean, if you have to buy a car is an investment, right? Just make sure it's a smart investment. Don't be out there buying a Maserati that you don't need. If you need a car to get to work, that's a good investment. Okay. It's all about, to me, I mean, it's all about what are you buying, okay? And what is that thing that you're buying going to, so how is that going to give you an advantage, okay? You know, whatever you're doing in life. Edward said, yo, man, I am holding and waiting 14,700. Nice, dude. Let's see what most people are doing. So we got who is trading, investing crypto. You got 37% of people just saying mostly holding. Okay, I would think that would be higher. Just waiting to buy is 15%. Holding and trading is 30%. And mostly trading is 18%. So if we got, so only about 1/6 of the people in here are only trading. Sounds about right to me. All right. Edwin's waiting for 14,700. That's a good area, man. I mean, let's talk some interesting charts, right? We can talk short-term price action all day. I gave you guys my my sort of prediction there. I'm not gonna be sitting up here one of those guys that's like, it could do this, it could do that. I mean, it can, but how is that helpful? All right, so the daily chart. I mean, Bitcoin's still above 16,900. Any daily closure below 16,900 is where you got to get a little bit sketchy. All right, why is that the sketchy point? Well, that's the high. That is the daily high from over here from this consolidation. So, like we said, I mean, as long as Bitcoin stays above 16,900 on a daily close, you still got to look at this as a possible just, you know, sort of rise, retrace, back test. And you'd want to see the continuation off this point if you're going to see any type of upside action. If you do break below here, I would say you're likely coming to test some pretty key levels. And if you actually look at where we're at, and like we said, if we do see that $16,400 Bitcoin in the short term, if we do, nothing's a guarantee. I hope I'm wrong, like I said. Look where that confluence would be. We go straight down, 16,450. Is this downtrend of resistance. So what I would hope for, I mean, what would be the best option in my opinion? Bitcoin wicks down, taps this, closes back up here. And then obviously we do our thing from there. Is that likely? Probably not. But, you know, as long as we stay up here in the daily, my friends, the daily, I think, looks fine at the current moment. Nothing to get too up in arms about on the daily time frame. We're just sort of hovering above resistance there. Superman in the house. Cars are not a good investment. Appreciating assets are good investments. Cats are depreciating. Oh, I mean, in theory, cars are not a good asset, but if you need a car to get to work, you know what I mean? That is a good. It's not a car directly is not a good investment. A car is a depreciating asset, but at the same point, if you need a car to get to work, you need a car to get to work. You can't make money if you don't got a car. Most people, right? If you don't live in a city, you need a car to get to work. So, I guess if from that standpoint, a car is a good investment. If you look at it from that standpoint, just don't be getting some stupid car that guzzled gas like a truck that you don't need. Like, listen, you're not doing any hefty work, right? Why you got a truck? You ain't doing any blue collar work. You know what I mean? You don't need a truck, man. You're just blowing money on gas for no reason. And for the same standpoint, like if you get the sports car, okay, cool, man. Like you're still fat. You know? Anyways, let me move on. Let me move on. Good point. Good point. Thank you, your mom. Thank you. All right. What else we got? What else we got? So let's go to the weekly chart for BT Sizzle. Let me take a sip of coffee here. I'm trying not to slurp, guys. Let me know if I slurp. Say, Jordan, you're slurping too loud, and I will try not to slurp again. Okay. Feels weird drinking it with no slurping. I'm not gonna lie. It feels really, really weird. I'm not really interested in this chart, I guess, for this week. Let's see this. So the minor capitulation hasn't played out yet. That's good. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to happen right now. Let's go look at some of these weeks that we had minor capitulation pop up. Actually, the times in the past, I will say this. The times in the past where you started to see minor capitulation in bear markets, like right here, the market was kind of just trended down from that point. So you got the flash here, market dumped. You got the flash here. Next week's the market dumped. You got the flash on this candle, market dumped. A lot of these other ones, I look and I sort of say, what was the time where you got the hash ribbons? So look at this. The times where the hash ribbons gets that capitulation signal and then sort of starts out the next week green, the market actually performs pretty well. And I'm not going to say it's gonna happen like this again, but look at this time, right? You get the hash ribbons capitulation signal. Next week is green, market comes up. Hash ribbon buy signal, hash ribbons capitulation signal, right? Next week is green, market continues up. Let's come back over here. Hash ribbons capitulation signal, boom. Next week red, dump. Well, let's see if we got a little pattern here. Okay, red equals red. Okay, that one worked too. Let's see this one. Red equals red. Ooh, a little pattern here, man. I like these little patterns on the charts. You know, sometimes, you know, in these bear markets, you got to find fun little patterns, man, because holy moly, it's one of those times. Red equals red. Okay, red continued down. That's not too shabby. Is there any more? I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. So it looks like, at least to me, when you get the hash ribbons capitulation and then the next week is green, you tend to go up, and when the next week is red, you tend to go down. Holy moly, man. The little pattern there. Might be a little hopium. Like we said, we like spreading hopium every now and then, but still would look at this as not a good thing, right? I guess the big holders selling crypto is not necessarily a good thing, but hey, we'll take that, and we'll take the next week. If the next week closes green, which we haven't seen yet, I mean, you have to close the weekly green. Anywhere a close above 16,400, not too shabby. But we still got, what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday left to go in this little indicator here. So we'll update this as we go, but not too shabby there. I feel like all the other bottom indicators have been wrong at this point, so I think we can all do is wait now. I absolutely agree, man. Listen, I've been sort of saying that. Everything we were looking forward to this year has been absolutely decimated. And I completely agree with that statement, man. I as much as I want to get excited for some of these, and they're cool to look at, and they're fun to look at it and stuff like that, every single thing that we used as a bottom indicator in the past has gotten broken, except one thing. What is the one thing that hasn't gotten broken yet? Okay? We're not talking 200-week moving average. We're not talking 300-week moving average. We're not talking hash ribbons buy signal. We're not talking pi cycle bottom. We're not talking the logarithmic regression curve. We're not talking any of this shit. I mean, we can go down the line. The MVRP, the I don't know. There's a million of these indicators. Okay, what's the one thing that hasn't failed yet? And the one thing that has stayed true to Bitcoin is the 4-year cycle. All right, that is the one thing that has not failed yet. Now, could that still fail? Absolutely. But if we look at where Bitcoin is, my friends, despite all the macro shit going on, despite all the turmoil over there in Russia and Ukraine and the oil problem and you know, every single thing you can think of, man. Money printing galore, rate hikes coming in, inflation, right? Fear of recession. All this shit that happened in 2022. Because 2022 was a shitty ass year as far as markets go, man. Every single sector for the most part. We look at this, Bitcoin's exactly where it should be, man. Now, if you got to respect this too, right? If we're going to talk some long-term charts, if you're going to respect this, and you got to look at, okay, Bitcoin's doing exactly what it's done in the past. It's the only thing that hasn't changed. Well, this shows that, in theory, Bitcoin's still got a little bit lower to go. And, man, it hurts me to say that. As someone that, you know, has been through this bear market with all you guys and sort of been talking about this whole way down and sort of wanting it to be over at this point, you got to stay realistic. This is one thing that Bitcoin's always done. Be okay with Bitcoin going lower here. All right? Now, short term and long term are two different things. If we're talking the 1 hour chart, it's different than the weekly chart, my friends. Okay? So Bitcoin could still come up a little bit to come back down. Doesn't change anything. But this is still the one thing we're looking at. And this is still the one thing that it's like, you know, despite the shit show we've been through, Bitcoin always bottoms, typically, 1 year or 1 year and a month between that time frame. That's what it typically bottoms. Right now, you're 1 year and 3 weeks. In 2 weeks, you'll be at that 1 year and 1 month mark. Okay? And, you know, we're sitting here. We're sitting here. I think, you know, stay okay with Bitcoin going lower. I think you got to be okay with that at this point. You know, despite because we don't know if another FTX is going to happen or you know, we don't know if, I don't know, man. You can't not expect anything at this point in this current world. But that's where we're at, my friends. So keep your eye on the prize. This is when most people are gone. You guys can probably see it around the cryptoverse and everything in between. But that's where we're at. Let's see Bitcoin, though. Can Bitcoin get back above? So what do we got? Let's go to the 15-minute time frame here real quick for Bitcoin. If we go to Bitcoin real quick, can Bitcoin get back above this level? That's the big level I'm watching for in here in the hourly on a close. I mean, there's still a long time left to go in the close, but like you said, if Bitcoin can come up and reclaim these highs here at like 17,040, I'd be a little bit more confident coming up and taking this wick first up here to the upside. But right now you're still below that level, so you still got to give it a little bit of shadiness there, DXY coming back up. If you go to the hourly on the DXY is starting to come back up a little bit. You know, not convincing though, right? You're getting wick hits to the upside, wick to the upside, wick to the upside, wick to the upside. Cannot seem to get any bit higher there on the DXY, right below the previous low. So the DXY is showing at the current time a little bit of struggle there. And then the S&P futures are still just chilling there. And if we go to the hourly chart, you guys can see the almost absolute perfect rejection from this level. Insta dump. Now it's retracing. The big thing is, can it now the S&P has a long way to go. Can the S&P come all the way back up and retrace and reclaim this level here? That's going to be the big key. This one's got a long way to go to get up back up here, my friends. All right. So that's the the summary of today, I guess. Just starting to snow again. Don't be talking about snow, Lupus. Don't be talking about snow. Yesterday it was pretty freaking cold. But the good thing is that we got going on here. We had a long, drawn out, nice summer this summer, right? I mean, it was warm up until like October this year. So I can't even complain about the cold, okay? It's going to be cold until March. I'm already mentally prepared for this, but I'm not mentally prepared for snow, let me tell you. I'm not mentally prepared for snow. All right, let's go back over for Bitcoin. 16,947. Can they bring it back up? All the way back up? Are they coming for this wick? Let's find out. That would be pretty. You know, it would be brutal if they were like, whoop, let's come up and take this wick and then boop, dump it back down. That would be absolutely brutal for the markets right there. Absolutely brutal. Let's go check Ethereum. What's Ethereum doing right here this morning? Is it evil or smart to short Tether? Evil or smart to short Tether? I think that's a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna be, dude. We've had Tether FUD. The funny thing about the Tether FUD is, you know how long we've had Tether FUD for? We've had Tether FUD every single year in Bitcoin's existence, or I should say, Tether's existence. It's like the Tether FUD's a little ridiculous at this point. Now, if it happens, cool. But that's like saying from 2008 to basically. My point with this is, that's like saying that the stock market's going to crash from 2010 to 2022. Okay, you would have eventually been right in 2022. But if you were calling it from 2010 to 2022, you would have missed the biggest bull run in stock market history, man. You know what I mean? So like, okay, cool, you have it right now. But if you've been one of those idiots, and those idiots out there that calling for a stock market crash for 12 years, and just constantly shorting the stock market like idiots, now they got right for 1 year, and it's like, oh my God, look at them, they're so smart. But they've been calling the same thing for 12 years. You know, I kind of look at that as the same point as Tether. It's like, if you want to short Tether, cool. But if you're doing that for the last 10 years, you're wasting your time, you know? So go for it, man. Have fun at it. And you do your thing. You do your thing. Tether shorting is like betting on 0 or 0-0 in roulette. That's true. I mean, what's the difference between betting on 0 or, say, 13 in roulette? I mean, it's the same odds there. All right, so we got Bitcoin, Ethereum trying to come back up. This is what I actually want to see. Let's see what we got here. So we were able to get back up and reclaim this, which is exactly what we want to see. But the big point to reclaim for me is 17,040. I guess nothing really matters until we reclaim that point, which is basically these previous highs looking left and previous lows looking left on Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. And we also got Ethereum, which Ethereum's holding up like a freaking rock today. I love to see it. We also had Ethereum, which was also forming the same pattern, but looks like Ethereum's rejecting that pattern. And so if you guys know anything, if you guys ever seen head and shoulders patterns and they actually reject those patterns, sometimes that can be some good rocket fuel to the upside, right? You got left, you got head, you got right shoulder. It tried to come back down, right? You see that little wick down. It tried to wick back down. You got bobbed right back up. So this one, you know, that was also there on Ethereum, but ETH is also trying to bounce off that level. So that is at least good right now. Have we gone anywhere yet? No. And it's the same point for Ethereum. I'm not going to get too pumped until we break this little local high here at 1290. But at the same point, not too shabby. Not too shabby for Captain Little Ethereum there right at support. Let's see, Bitcoin, 19,956 on Captain BT Sizzle. I tried shorting Terra Stable, 1,000 turned into $20. Neil, that's horrible, man. Shorting a stable coin is kind of funny, right? Because think about it this way: why would you short a stable coin? Okay, let's say you short the stable coin. It goes from a 1 even to, let's say, 50. Okay, so that's a 50% drop. Let me tell you this: if Tether was to go under, guys, altcoins would drop more than 50%. I'm telling you right now. So by you shorting Tether would be pointless at that point, because you could just short some shitcoin that would drop probably 80%, man, if Tether was to go down. You know what I mean? Now, I don't even know why we're talking about this. We're just spreading FUD for no reason. There's no reason to spread FUD on Tether. But you guys get my point. Like, if Tether was to drop, that would be the biggest FUD in crypto history. There would be nothing that would be bigger than that. So you might as well just short a shitcoin, you know, like some under 100 market cap altcoin that would drop more in that case. Just my opinion. It is what it is. All right, let's see. 16,956 on BT Sizzle. I was like, oh yeah, it's going to go back to peg. That was a lot of people, man. But what we've kind of noticed is, what I've noticed in this market, it was where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay? If you ever see a rumor, especially in a bear market, that rumor can become self-fulfilled. Like, here's the problem that we have in this bear market right now. A crypto company can be doing well, right? They can actually be doing well, right? They have their own token. Let's take Crypto.com, for example, right? Crypto.com. They haven't had any problems yet, okay? And sort of they're there. Let's use them as an example. They have their own token. They have Crow. Okay, cool. even if crypto.com is doing okay, the issue that we have in this current bear market is if there starts to be some FUD around crypto.com, everyone starts withdrawing all their crypto from that exchange. Everyone starts selling Crow token. A company that was doing well before the FUD gets killed. Why? Because if everyone's scared and everyone takes money off that platform and everyone starts selling the Crow token, that's going to cause issue for the company. So like, that's one of my standpoints, is like, in a bear market where there's smoke, where there's fire, because even if a company's doing well and everyone starts selling it, it's going to cause it a problem, you know? Like right now, if there was all of a sudden Binance FUD and everyone started withdrawing all their crypto off Binance, everyone started selling BNB, BNB dropped 80%, they'd be screwed, man. You know? They wouldn't necessarily be screwed because I guess they have proof of reserves, but they definitely wouldn't be doing well, you know? So that's sort of my point. That already happened. There you go. There you go. Crow got slammed, but they got through it. True. I guess that wasn't a good example, but you guys get my point. You guys get my point there. Jordan, do you think they'll label ETH as a security? No. I think Bitcoin, I think the ones that will be not securities, and this is just my point, based off what I've read. Listen, I'm not an expert on this shit. I'm not going to act like I'm an expert on this shit, but I think the ones that will be okay up until this point will be Bitcoin, would be Ethereum, and I think Litecoin is an interesting one too. You know, and that's maybe why, you know, Litecoin's shown some strength after all this fiasco. But I guess, who knows, right? I mean, they can even say, if they wanted to go after Bitcoin, they could too. Let's be honest. It's whatever the higher powers want at this point. Drew said, should I buy Litecoin? You could. You definitely could buy Litecoin if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I mean, and listen, at this point where we are with prices, fuck it. I mean, if you buy Litecoin right now, you're going to be killing it, man. It's not even a joke at this point. You're going to be killing it, in my opinion. And, you know, you just gotta wait it out, I guess. Ethereum, let's see, DXY still chilling below. Man, you know, this is what it comes down to right now, guys. We can talk to everything we want. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think, because I've been talking about this nonstop. This looks uber bearish to me at resistance right here, right? Rising wedge at resistance, bearish divergence. This looks super bearish right here. Do you guys think that the S&P gets rejected here and comes and tests the lows? Or do you think that the S&P actually breaks through this level? Let me know in the chat. Okay? Because I'm very curious. And I think this has a lot to do with what Bitcoin's going to do next. But the one interesting chart that we've talked about is the Bitcoin versus S&P chart, which I don't see a lot of people talking about that chart, man. But I think this chart actually looks really freaking good, man. Really freaking good. Let me go over to that chart real quick. Where is it? Right here, right? So my interesting thought process is, and I don't even want to believe this. I'm in disbelief over this. Like, if the S&P usually drops, Bitcoin usually gets hammered back to the downside, same as the S&P. But I look at this chart, and I see the opposite of what I sort of see in the S&P chart. You know what I mean? You got the highs. You got the 786 retracement. You got a falling wedge on the weekly time frame, a clean one, not some made up bullshit one that has like 2 touches on both sides and is sort of just made up just to give you some hopium. No, this one's pretty freaking clean. All right. This one looks good. And this, I want to say, this doesn't mean Bitcoin has to go up like we always say. This just means that Bitcoin outpaces the stock market. Could we see that Bitcoin start outpacing the stock market a little bit? I'm very curious. And that's my hesitation to say, okay, can Bitcoin go back and test 18, 19K if the stock market's at a macro resistance? I would say, typically I would say no. But I look at the chart and I say, maybe, right? That's the way I look at it right now. Let me see. We lurking? My girlfriend said I spend too much time on the internet. Hey man, if you're doing something productive, people do dumb shit with their time, man. You know what I mean? If you're doing something productive, there's no time. The problem if you're spending too much time on the internet, if you're just chilling on something that's not productive, man. If you're doing something productive, There ain't nothing wrong with being on the internet, man. Listen, people spend hours a day shopping. People spend hours a day doing shit that it doesn't even make sense, right? Just ask your girlfriend. What does your girlfriend do for hours a day? Okay? And if she does anything that you think is a waste of time, then say, listen, you do this for hours a day, I can stay on the internet for hours a day. You know what I mean? I think that's fair. No? Let's see. So, who is trading invested crypto? 40% are saying mostly holding. So, looks like most people gave up on the crypto trading dream there. Which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, in reality, trading's hard, guys. I mean, you can look at all the statistics from any big, Google it. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making it up. 3 to 5% of traders, based off many different surveys, are profitable over a long period of time. You could be profitable for a month. Try it for 5 years. See how that works, right? Now, that's not killing anyone's dreams, but it's hard, right? You got to put the effort in. A lot of people think that I'm just going to hop in and trade and sort of do that. It's hard, man. It's hard, especially short-term time frame trading, man. I realize short-term time frame trading is not for me. If I'm going to trade, I'm going to do on the daily chart, okay, and higher. I like the swing trade. It's a little bit more. It takes your emotions out of it, man. Because if you try to trade the 15-minute chart, you got rises, you got big drops, and you got sort of candlesticks that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, making it up. But if I'm going to trade, I like to just look at the daily chart, okay. I like to say, okay, you got a big macro support here. I'm gonna scoop up some on support here, and then on the move up, I'll just take profits on the way back up. That's my style. I guess that's my style there, but it is what it is. They have dreams. They got the dreams, man. Chainlink might save crypto. Nice, dude. All right. What will be the partnering of Chainlink and Swift due to Chainlink price? Dude, Chainlink is one of those cryptos I just don't think it's going away, man. Chainlink is one of those where I look at all these layer 1 projects and I go, they're all doing the same shit, no? If we're being honest, like they're cool, they're all trying to do the same shit. Chainlink, though, there are other competitors to Chainlink. Chainlink's one of those projects I just don't see going away, and I think it's going to be a good gainer. It's not going to be the biggest, sexiest thing that going to get you 100x, but a consistent good gainer. See Chainlink doing that. I definitely see Chainlink doing that. I mean, and since May, okay, we really have, Chainlink's pretty much gone sideways. It's not shown strength, but it's shown stability here. So I do think if you get good news on Chainlink and Bitcoin can hold up, I sort of made a joke way back in the day. I was going to say $12 Chainlink by the end of the year. I still, that's a little bit tough now, right? I was saying that, back here before the FTX fiasco, which I think if FTX fiasco didn't happen, you would have saw that. And unfortunately it didn't happen, but it is what it is. Now, I don't think you can't hit 950 here in the short term. I don't think you can't hit that. Let's see Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still just chilling at the moment, guys. Let's see. Link moved to my number 4 spot. Too juicy long term for a safe play. True. Link moved. Too juicy long term for a safe play. True. Link has always been in my top 5 holdings. Everyone always likes to make fun of me for that, but it's like Link has been one of those altcoins that has just always performed well. If you guys don't remember, if you're in the 2018 bear market, Chainlink was the only altcoin that actually went up. And it didn't just go up a little bit, like it mooned in the last bear market. And in the last bull market, it performed really, really well too. It went from $1 to $50. People like to shit on Chainlink like it's not this big gainer. But it was. Chainlink was very good to me. And the use case of it is what makes it good for me. Now, you guys know me. I'm not a big use case guy. It is what it is. But at some point, that'll be important. You know what I mean? And as we grow up in this crypto world, I want my biggest holdings, my holdings to be, not the quick altcoins that I flip for a quick buck, my holdings to be ones that have use cases. At some point, that's going to matter, So I want my holdings to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, right? These ones that I could see working together almost at some point. Not, AVAX and Solana, and those are quick flips. I mean, they all do the same thing, if we're being honest. Anyways, that's besides the point. Link is number 3 holding. Oh, we got a lot of linkers. We got a lot of Link Marines in here, man. That's what I'm talking about. Chainlink might save crypto. Holy moly. That would be crazy. The Swift Chainlink deal is huge. We're going to look up a little bit more about that, to be honest. Sounds like good news. I don't know. It sounds like good news. I got to look it up. All right. So Ethereum. All right, guys. Let's call it a stream here. We've been kind of dilly-dallying today. I mean, there was some volatility this morning, and now Bitcoin's kind of just hovering. You guys can see it's getting resistance on this little head and shoulders, little meme head and shoulders pattern, but it is working there. Resistance right there. Ethereum trying to bounce off that head and shoulders neckline, but really not getting any momentum. And if you look at where Ethereum just kind of came up and took this red vector here. So let's see what we got going in tonight. I think right now is a tough spot, right? I would say you're at resistance. You got to respect resistance. 17K is a tough spot, and that's why I personally wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin does head down and test the 16,450 area. A lot of confluence there, right? Yellow vector looking down. You got upward sloping support line coming up like this. And I bet that is also the midline, right? Let's do a quick guess. I bet that's also going to be a key Fibonacci level. Let me see here. Let's do the absolute lows. Yeah, I mean, that's look at that too, right? I mean, slightly lower, but I mean, pretty much right at that midline at 16,400 is that 0.5 retracement. So a lot of confluence coming in right there. I would say, unless you see some just random shit where the S&P starts pumping, which you would be surprised. No, we see shady shit happen all the time. I think that's about where we're at. Let me see. 10 tails say, can you look at optimism? Let's do optimism here. Let me do some of these super chats here real quick. The sound didn't play, so I apologize for that. Optimism. I noticed that the sound only plays at night, but over here it really doesn't. Optimism. This chart looks. Man, is this one? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. My angle on my eyes. It's too early for me to, sort of project out angles on my eyes this early, But, low, high, low, high, low, high, consolidating for some type of big movement here. Now, we'll sort of look at what optimism's coming up to do. You could argue it's just coming for the rest of this liquidity up to the upside, if we're being perfectly honest. But optimism looks very optimistic as far as... the rise, the retrace, the 786 retrace. This chart looks a lot better than a lot of other altcoin charts. That's for damn sure. Especially since July. I mean, this one has held up pretty well. We always talk about the altcoins that have held up well since the June lows. I mean, Optimism's still up almost 3x from that low. So Optimism's been a strong play since then, right? So it's crazy to me how some altcoins are still up like 3x from the lows in June, and Bitcoin's down like 20% from the lows in June. That's still crazy to me. This bear market has been so much different than 2018. That is damn for sure, like in every single way possible. But yeah, I mean, Optimism's sort of consolidating, getting ready for a big move. We go to say some of these shorter term time frames might be a little bit toppy here, right? We sort of zoom in and we look at the 4-hour RSI, a little bit overbought with a little bit of bearish divergence here. Right, coming in. So, if Bitcoin's showing a little bit of weakness at the current point, could you see a pullback here to take some of these levels down here before rise back up? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And don't think that's impossible. But this one is coiling up for some type of big move by the new year, right? By early January. So, I would say pepper up. And that goes, I guess, with a lot of what we've been talking about for BTC as well. Weekly chart, yeah. Look at that, just consolidation at the lows. Whoop, 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 whoop. Pretty beautiful. But we wait on this one. Short term looks like a little bit of a pullback though. Just like BTC, kind of showing a little bit of A little bit of weakness here at the highs. That could change, as we know with Bitcoin, but that's really that. Yo, I'm holding and waiting for 14,700 BTC. Go for it, man. Go for it. I still think, I personally think that, you'll still see for a 14K BTC at some point. And when does it happen? I don't know. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen 3 months from now. You know what I mean? I still think it's likely to go lower than than the low being in. But no one thinks the low is in now. So you never know. Anyways, I'm out of here, baby. I am freaking out of here. The Bills suck. No, the Bills played really, really well last night. The Pats offense is trash. Can't play call for shit. We do short passes. We run the ball. That's all we freaking do, man. Mac sucks, or the coaching staff is just horrible at developing him because they don't let him throw downfield at all. But that's not me. I'm not an NFL coach, So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an NFL coach. I'm going to shut up. Anyways, peace out. Catch you guys for the Friday night stream. Let's have some fun tonight as we sort of see how the market develops after S&P being a big resistance, DXY being a big support, and the jobs. We want people to get laid off, apparently, which is still an interesting take to make. I think that's lagged. I think the market will realize that's lagged eventually and realize that people get laid off. They don't go to unemployment right away. So that is that. Adios. Peace out, baby. Later. Later. Peace.